afternoon. Yes, warmer and breezy. Storms arrive after dark tonight with a level 2 slight risk for severe storms across the area. Wind and hail the primary threats with a very low tornado risk overnight with some pockets of heavy rain. Right now on radar, not much happening. We have maybe just a few showers, mostly off to our south and off to our west. And we could see maybe a sprinkler or two this afternoon. Nothing severe though. That's 2 o'clock. And then overnight, that's when rain chances go up. This is 11 p.m. Showers and storms developing off to our north and west, clipping maybe some of our northwesternmost counties with a few scattered into parts of northern Arkansas and some areas south of I-44 as well. That severe threat wraps up, I'd say, a little after 3. Certainly by 4 o'clock in the morning, and we'll just see some showers waking up for your Wednesday scattered throughout the day. Temperatures right now in the low to mid 70s for many, already well above average, and winds gusting about 20 to 30 miles an hour. Today we have some cloud cover locked on in, especially south of I-44. All of us though warming up today. We have some upper 70s, maybe even some low 80s this afternoon by around 3 o'clock. I'll talk more about the timing hour by hour tonight and a look at some cooler air on the way coming up. For rain through the week ahead, some scattered showers, some storms, and some could be severe. I'll talk more about your chance tonight, the first alert to the potential for severe weather, and your full 7-day forecast coming up next, including everyone here in the Ozarks for storms tonight. Right now, though, radar shows not much happening. There's a little bit of rain, nothing severe off to our west. A little bit of rain down south back towards Mountain View right now on the lighter side. And some isolated showers will be possible this afternoon, mostly south of the interstate. But I don't expect any of these to be severe by any means. Like I mentioned, it's not until after dark, and this is a look here at 10 o'clock. We'll see a few isolated showers, maybe a few thunderstorms developing into parts of northern Arkansas. We have kind of 2 areas of development, one further south and one further north. And this one further north is actually starting to look like maybe it clips some of our northernmost counties, packing maybe a little bit of a greater punch there, producing some very heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, some large hail up to quarter size likely. And then there is a very low, just not zero tornado risk. This is midnight, still clipping some of our northernmost counties, and we'll see more rain mostly south of the interstate late overnight into tomorrow early morning. And then here's a look by around 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'd say that severe threat's really kind of winding down, so it will be a shorter severe window for us tonight. And then by 4 o'clock in the morning, still some showers, some thunderstorms, and rain waking up scattered for your morning hours. And then in the afternoon, by around lunchtime, many are looking dry with just a few isolated showers in the afternoon and evening hours. 5 o'clock, we're looking dry with some clouds hanging around. And tomorrow will be a very cool day for us. So once again, the severe threats, wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Hail maybe around 1/4 of an inch in size. This is all very isolated. And then there is a very low, but not zero tornado threat we'll be watching out for. Now, today, winds are very breezy, like you saw from the camera earlier. Coming in from the southwest, gusts around 30-35 miles an hour this afternoon and into the evening. And then overnight tonight, maybe some gusts up to 30 as well. Here comes the cold front, though. You see winds shifting. Winds a little breezy at times in the early morning, and then in the afternoon coming in from the north. So a colder wind, still gusting about 30 miles an hour, and cooler air moves in. So that 60 degrees you see for tomorrow's high is actually very likely going to be hit in the morning, and then temperatures falling into the afternoon. Upper 50s by Thursday, which is around average for this time of year, and then warming back up this weekend for your Saturday before another cold front moves on in. We'll see maybe a few showers early on Sunday, nothing widespread and nothing severe by any means, but our temperatures will fall at the start of next week too. But let's talk about our next cold front that moves in tonight into tomorrow morning, bringing us the potential for some strong to severe storms. Kind of along that front, I think, is where we have the potential for some of the strongest storms and maybe a few areas north of I-44. But behind this front, you can see colder air bubbling on up. And as that front moves on in tomorrow morning and afternoon, that cooler air continues to quickly filter on in. So we'll see a pretty big difference in temperatures across the area for the day tomorrow. And here's kind of how this plays out on Futurecast too. So 3 o'clock today, upper 70s, flirting with record highs this afternoon. By 8 o'clock, we're still in the 70s, and then overnight lows staying very warm. But these aren't really your lows. These are really just your temperatures waking up in the morning. For some of us, it will be our highs for the day. This is 6 a.m. Some 50s, most in the 60s, and then temperatures falling in the afternoon, dropping into the mid to upper 40s for some areas north of I-44, maybe right around 50, 51 by 3 o'clock here in Springfield, and then falling back into the upper 50s, low 60s in northern Arkansas. Slight risk for severe storms covers our entire area with wind and hail as those primary threats. There's a very minimal tornado threat. It's just not zero. And then we'll see some pockets of heavy rain overnight tonight for some of you as well. Until then, right now looking pretty quiet. We have maybe a few showers back over towards Mountain View right now, but that's about it. And a few isolated showers south of the interstate this afternoon. Nothing severe though. It's not until after dark that storm chances begin to go up, maybe around 9-10 p.m. and then continuing until maybe around 3 o'clock in the morning, but still some scattered rain, some rumbles of thunder for your Wednesday morning. Now, temperatures are in the mid 70s right now for many. It's kind of humid and sticky outside, certainly warmer and very windy. Winds coming in from the southwest. We have gusts right now about 20 to 30 miles an hour, almost 35 closer to Joplin, and almost 40 in Sedalia. Through the day today, our temperatures climbing into the upper 70s this afternoon, well above average, approaching records, but I think many should stay shy today thanks to some cloud cover. And by around 3 o'clock, still in the upper 70s, a spot or two around 80. Tomorrow afternoon will be a lot cooler, and we'll talk more about your severe threat overnight tonight coming up soon. Storms arriving tonight, so still plenty of time to get outside, enjoy the outdoors this afternoon with temperatures on the warmer side. We do have a level 2 slight risk for severe storms that covers our entire area for the storms overnight. Nothing this afternoon though likely to be severe. We just have a little bit of some very light rain right now back down towards Mountain View into parts of north central Arkansas, but nothing too crazy. Most will stay dry this afternoon with just a few very isolated showers, mostly in northern Arkansas, maybe a stray 1 or 2 in south central Missouri. It's not until after dark that rain and storm chances begin to go up. Here's a look at 10 p.m. We have kind of 2 areas of development we're watching. The one back here in northern Arkansas, maybe back here in south central Missouri. That's kind of the first one. And then the second is obviously this line of storms that develops along a cold front, really just out ahead of the cold front heading into the evening and overnight. And I think the severe threat begins to go up, especially around 10, 11 o'clock, and here's midnight, with the greatest severe risk very likely in some of our northernmost counties. Some large hail, damaging winds, the greatest threat, and a very small tornado risk as well. Maybe a few more storms here in far southern Missouri and northern Arkansas than this model shows, but I'm not expecting any widespread severe weather by any means. By around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that severe threat is going down, so it is kind of a shorter severe window of opportunity for us overnight tonight. Still though, we'll see rain and a few thunderstorms early tomorrow morning, and some pockets of heavy rain still possible waking up. And then by around lunchtime, most are looking dry, maybe a few stray showers, and certainly by around 3, 4 o'clock, we are all looking dry across the area with some clouds hanging around for the day tomorrow. So the severe threats, likely wind gusts upwards of around 60 miles an hour possible. The potential for maybe some hail around 1/4 inch in size. I should say around a 1/4 in size, and we'll continue to see a very small, just not zero, tornado risk overnight as well. So be sure to have at least 2 ways to receive weather alerts while you're fast asleep. Today, outside of any rain, storms, obviously it's windy coming in from the southwest. We have some gusts around 30, 35 miles an hour into the afternoon and evening, and staying that way overnight tonight. Maybe not as strong overnight outside of what will be maybe some storms that could pack a punch with some strong winds. But winds do pick up again tomorrow behind the cold front moving through in the morning and afternoon. And we'll see winds from the north, gusting maybe around 30 miles an hour. So it will be a colder wind tomorrow and a colder day. So 60 degrees you see for a high. That's actually very likely in the morning, with temperatures falling in the afternoon for many. And then upper 50s around average Thursday, and another big warm up on the way by Saturday before another front slides on in, and just a small shower chance on Sunday, but certainly not a washout. So let's talk about our big change in temperatures. Out ahead of that front, like I mentioned, the potential for some storms to develop tonight, but behind that front, wind shift from the north, and you can see the big difference in temperatures from tomorrow morning out ahead of that front and then behind it. And I think we'll see a variety of temperatures by lunchtime tomorrow across the area, maybe ranging from the 40s to the 50s and even a few low 60s at times. So here's how this looks. 70 still this evening. Tonight, your temperatures will be in the 60s by sunrise, and then in the afternoon, 40s, 50s, maybe a spot or two, still around 60 by 3. Other day for storms moving in tonight. And to our north, we're talking about a little bit of snow. No snow for us, but some snow in the Dakotas, back up in Montana into Wyoming, a little bit in Minnesota, as well as parts of Michigan as well, looking at maybe a little bit today. But back off to our south and west, we are looking at a wave of showers. Right now, nothing severe, but moisture continuing to increase, working its way back off to the north, and we'll see rain chances going up heading into the evening and overnight hours. Now, today's severe risk has gone up off to our northeast. For us, though, still the same level 2 slight risk here in the Ozarks and kind of 2 areas here. Level 3 enhanced risk for parts of Oklahoma down into Texas, and a level 3 to level 4 moderate risk now back into parts of Indiana and Illinois right here south of Chicago. Chicago included in that level 3 enhanced risk. But yeah, a small area of a level 4 out of 5 levels moderate risk for severe storms there today. Now, this is out ahead of a cold front that will work through into the day tomorrow, and then tomorrow's severe risk shifts out of our area, and a large area included in this level 2 slight risk for your Wednesday. But once again, that doesn't include us. Tomorrow certainly cooler and very breezy. Today, though, 78 here in Springfield, 82 in Dallas, 80 in Atlanta. But there's the cooler air into Minnesota, and 42 in Minneapolis today. Wisconsin looking at a cooler, rainy day there, and then 38 in Bismarck this afternoon. Not 38 for us here in the Ozarks, but a lot colder heading into the start of next week too, and we'll talk more about that with your full 7-day coming up again soon. Wind and hail are our main threats here in the Ozarks, so the pretty minimal tornado threat is just not out of the question. And pockets of heavy rain will be possible overnight tonight, but I'm not expecting any widespread flooding by any means. This model right here shows maybe the potential for some of the heaviest of the rain to actually be in some of our northernmost counties, where I also think we could potentially have maybe a few more, at least stronger storms overnight as well. Most though picking up less than half of an inch of rain. However, if you do get in on a stronger thunderstorm, some pockets of heavy rain, maybe around an inch, potentially an inch and a half of rain could be possible for you. And of course, we still see some scattered rain for tomorrow morning. That's not severe, and a few more showers continue into the very early afternoon. Now, an extended outlook. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit cooler. However, long range, about March 18th through the 24th, we are looking at a likely trend once again above average for this time of year across much of the central and western half of the United States. And then also looking at potentially a drier weather setup as well for a large portion of the country, with potentially some of the most rain still back in the northeast, maybe back down into parts of central and southern Florida, with very dry weather back over towards California and in towards the Four Corners region, where they've really seen a pretty dry winter as well, and temperatures there have been well above average for the winter season too. 70s for highs, very different tomorrow. Cold front slides through tonight, the chance for some storms out ahead of it, so be sure to download the KY3 weather app for any watches or warnings that are issued for your area. Before bed tonight, make sure you have at least 2 ways to receive weather alerts. One of those, the KY3 weather app. NOAA weather radio is also an excellent tool as well. Tomorrow, just a little bit of rain